Hey everybody, this is Jeff with Reverb, and today I wanted to talk about and show you some licks by the great bluesman, Mr. Albert King. Albert King is probably one of the best blues players of all time. Just trying to copy his stuff and trying to get a vibrato anywhere near as good as his will make you a better player. Some things about Albert, though, that are very unorthodox and made him such an original was, first off, he was left-handed. And rather than restring the guitar, he would just flip it. So everything was reversed and he would bend this way. There also seems to be some mystery as to how Albert tuned the guitar. Today I'm just gonna adapt some Albert King licks into standard tuning. Albert primarily used a Gibson Flying V and played Fender amps, I imagine, really loud till he got them to break up. But to get that sound today, I don't have a Flying V available, but I have my 77 Gibson Custom Les Paul. And I have a Thorpe Peacekeeper pedal with a little bit of gain going through a Magnetone amp. Another thing, if you're trying to mimic what Albert's doing, is a lot of his tone comes from the thumb. And you can hear the difference. You can play the licks with a flat pick. Here would be with a flat pick. But I think Albert got a little more thump out of the thumb and a little more tone. And one of the great things about Albert is he could take 3 or 4 notes and make a whole solo out of it and make it really interesting just with the amount of feel that he put into it. But one that I always hear him do that I like to do is... So I got my middle finger right here on the 7th fret of the G string, and I'm going to the 8th fret of the B string back to the 7th for starters. And again, trying to use my thumb as much as possible. And trying to get that Albert vibrato, which is challenging, but very, very inspiring to try and reach that. And then after that, I'm doing a bend at the 8th fret of the high E string. And then I'm coming down to the 6th, and then back to the B string on the 8th fret. Another thing that Albert does that's really cool is sometimes he'll be bending so hard and he'll grab 2 notes. This is a thing that you can hear copied by people like Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan. Something like... And it's a little tricky because I'm doing, kind of a typical blues bend here. But I'm letting my ring finger grab the B string and then just dragging the bend down. So it's really got a nice rough sound to it. And then he'd be known to do something like that once in a while too. Come down, instead of just landing on a note, bend that note up too. Another lick that I've kind of grabbed from Albert, and nobody really does it like Albert, but again, it's fun trying, would be this one. Now, that seems like a simple line, but the feel that Albert puts into it, it makes it so much more. And it's just, all I'm doing is playing in the pentatonic. Starting at the 8th. Then I'm going to the 7th on the G string, 8th on the B string, 7th on the G string, 5th and 3rd on the G string, and landing on the 5th fret of the D string. When you put it together, and again, if Albert's in a different tuning, that lick might come across fingering-wise different, but it totally works for standard tuning. So, and you can even add to it. And add a little tag on the end there. So if you put all this together, I hope these Albert King licks have inspired you to try some new things, and until next time.